Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, today is Wednesday, February 18th. I think it's the 18th, February 18th. Let's say it is. If it isn't, let's just say it is. But I believe it is. Okay. I'm back with a video today. I didn't get my Soul Sampler box yet. I thought it would be here by now. But I did get a lot of stuff in the mail while I was on vacation. And I was a little, not happy with my son. I came home and he had stacked all my stuff up by the door. And my husband seen it and he was like, "What is all this stuff?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What is all this stuff?" I said, "It can't be all for me." And I found one package in that stack. I wish I would have took a picture. I would have showed y'all the picture, but I didn't. One package that was his, and I had to just really harp on that one package as I was moving the rest of them out of the way. It is what it is. But today, I'm going to show you some things I got from the Fat Quarter Shop, Missouri Star. I have a little tip. I got a nice bag I want to show you from Moda that one of the ladies I sew with. I have like a sit and sew at my house, usually on Monday or Wednesday. And then I go out to the Castleberry, which is in Florida, to the library, and I sew with some ladies there too. And so I had, one of the ladies gave me this bag, and I wanted to show it because it was so pretty. But we're gonna start with let's start with the Fat Quarter Shop, one of the boxes. And I got some of these, the half square triangle papers, and I actually got this, and I got the wrong size. I needed this 7.5 inch, but I got this one and I got this one. So I really wasn't paying attention evidently. This is the 4.5 inch finished half square triangle, and I opened this to show it to somebody. Let me see. Oh, this is the 2.5 inch half square triangle papers, which I think are really good. I used them before in the past, and I liked them. I just never ordered them again. But the reason I did order these, even though I got the wrong size, was to do this pattern here, which is a free pattern on Fat Quarter Shop. And I just really like this flower here. But even being, I said I didn't get the right size. But when I was cutting this out, I had to figure out, which I'm going to go back to that. I'll show you what I did to make it work without having the papers, to make them a perfect half square triangle. I got this here, this scissor and button block kit. I don't think it shows you, but it comes like this with all your fabric. Let me open this. Hold on. Let me open this because it should have a picture of it somewhere. Oh, there we go. Let me see what's on this card. Oh, here it is. I ordered this because I want to put it up in my sewing room. I just thought this one was so pretty. The scissors. And it, like I said, it comes with all the fabric because it's a kit. So it comes with everything you need. And let me see, how much was it? Oh, this was $39.98. So that was one of the things in the box. And I bought another one. And this one is the iron and starch block. Let's see what we got here. Oh, right here. And I like that one too. I might change some, like that starch thing. I might change that up a little bit. I'm not sure. So that was in the box. Again, that was $39.99. And these two half square triangle papers, they both was $15.98 each. And one has, how many is in here? know it's a lot. One makes 222, which is the 4.5, and the 2.5 makes 700. So I guess we'll have them for a while. But that was all that was in the fat quarter box. Box number 2, I got from Missouri Star. Comes with this little thing here, this little case. And inside of this case is, comes like this. With all your thread, your little hoop. It has like a little package where your needle and your scissors are. Then it has this book. And it has a pattern. That's the pattern. But inside this book, it has like these little papers. I like doing a little hand sewing every now and then too. But it shows you, this is all like little paper you put in the hoop, and then you could stitch around it. And then when you cut these things out, they go in the square of the pattern. Like these little squares here. I thought that was pretty neat. And being that it had everything that you need, that's always a good thing for me, that you don't have to go and buy this part individual, this one, get this, and everything I think that you need other than the fabric. I didn't give me no fabric with it. It would have been nice. So that was one of the boxes that I got that I like. And this was $60, 50 something, $60 with tax, $64.90. I thought that was pretty worth it. I think it was more than that. It probably was on sale. But that's that. Then also Missouri Star. I got these things. These were on sale. Now they say on the website, I don't remember how much they were. But I like these because they got a nice grip. And when you cutting a lot, you need a nice grip. And it goes for left-handed or right-handed. And I like the color. It's not green, but it's close. And so it's really nice. I think they $20, but I believe I got 2 of them. I think I got them for less than that. I think it was on some type of sale. I don't know why I would buy 2 if it wasn't on sale. All right. That's that. Then I got these on there. Probably they deal of the day. These are some little 5-inch squares. And I think I got them because they were light. The color of it was light. That's why I think I got it. Let's see. Here we go. They're very light. And you could always throw them in with something else. And I think they were like $6.50. That's usually what they are when they're on sale, $6.50. And they allowed you to get 2. Some things they only let you get 1. But I was able to get 2. So y'all see those in something. Just throw that on the side here. They had these here, and these are for your patterns. It's another thing from Missouri Star. And it was buy 2, get 2 free. And so it's something to hold your patterns. So it fits all your patterns inside here. Let me just see something. Does it fit that pattern I just showed you? Let's just see. How does this go? I gotta figure out how it opens. Oh, okay. So first of all, the book go this way. Let's get that straight. Oh, it has little dividers in here too. Little dividers. So it has little dividers. And let's see. I can just Yeah, it's right in there. Nice little thing to keep your patterns in. I think you can probably fit 2 in here, one in the front and one in the back. But that's nice. And this, like I said, it was buy 2, get 2 free. And I think that all 4 of them came to like $32. And I didn't need 4, so I gave a friend 2. One of the ladies I sold with, I gave her 2. But these are the 2 that I kept, which I like these colors. But they had more than, you know, different styles. Should have kept the other 2 so you could see what they look like. But I didn't. That's water under the bridge. And I got these little templates in another box. These here. And they were on sale too. So the price that's on Missouri Star is not something I pay. I didn't pay that for them. I'm not that big of a template person, but I like these. The sewing machine, they give you the big one and the little one. The butterfly. Now this I like. I love butterflies. Love butterflies. And they give you a big one and small. These are really good for applique. You can put a butterfly on any quilt. Just cut it out, sew around it on the corner of a quilt, in the middle of a quilt, you know, on the back of a quilt. You could do it as your name tag, you know, put your name in it and what you was doing, you know, the date. You could always use these as a tag, and this too. So that was the reason I bought these. And then they had the iron. Maybe sometimes it's better to look at it from the back. The iron. And they had this big iron and a little iron. There we go. So I thought those were really cute. That's why I got those. Let's see what else I did. Oh. This here, I bought this book too. The Farmhouse. The Vintage Christmas by Lori Hall. I bought this, and the reason I bought this, it's not that I'm like this country girl or anything like that, but all of their patterns in here go from a 12 and a half inch block, a 12-inch finish, or a 6-inch finish. And I would like to just take little ones out of here. Like even for the Christmas one, I like these little Christmas bulbs. I like the little gingerbread. And I could just take them and put them in different ones. Now, one of the places I bought this for was to do this quilt. And like I said, I was telling you in the last video, the lady's name was Carmel, but it's designed by Carmel. And she's on YouTube. She did this, and I really liked it. Shout out. And inside this little block here is a 6.5 inch block, which is a 6-inch finish. And I like the idea that you could take little blocks out of here and put it in those little squares on that house, which I really like that. So that's why I got this. But I also had this one. And so I'm going to grab some of their 6-inch blocks out of here that I like and put it in there as well. So that's why I really ordered this, but I ordered this, but I already had this. So that was in another box. Now this I just got not too long ago. I was watching it on Facebook. I believe it was Facebook. And I have some panels I want to do. And this here, the panel mashup, I liked a lot of these, you know, what they do when they go around the panels. And I have so many panels that I need to do something with. And I like the fact that they have these little borders. I like the borders, so that's why I bought this. I really like this here. I'm going to use this. And, oh, this is my, I guess my tip for the day. if you use the 505 adhesive spray on your quilts, you know how it is when you, like for me, I have nails, so it's kind of hard to push that little button to spray stuff. And the young lady at in Castleberry, she said, you should put it in your video. Maybe people don't know about this, so I'm going to put it in my video. I bought this little handle here. You can get it from Home Depot, and it's used for spray paint. But I'm telling you, this here is so much better than trying to push that little button. You can hold it in your hand better. You can, I think you can, you know, spray just what you need, not getting it all over the place. So much better. Home Depot. Not sure how much it costs, but it's not that expensive. You just snap it on the top of the can, make sure the button part is out front, and then you could just spray just by pushing this button. So I thought that was a good tip, and I told her I would do it. Her name was Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, because I did it. And I wanted to show y'all this bag. It's from Moda, and I love it. It's like a little clutch or whatever. Isn't that cute? So cute. And the young lady's name was Robin. She gave it to me. She sews with me at my house. Usually, like on Monday, she'll come over. And another friend of mine is Pat. I ain't leave you out, Pat. She sews with me on Monday at my house. So, but she gave me this as a gift, and I thought it was so pretty. It was so pretty. I love this bag. Thank you, Robin. So I'm sure if it says Moda, it came from Moda. I didn't look it up. But I also found this. I don't know how y'all feel about irons, but I have a lot of irons because I'm always looking for the perfect iron. And one of the ladies, Mary, I like to give people their props because it's not me. Mary went into Aldi. And I don't know if you have an Aldi by you, and they probably not there now anyway, because it was, I think, last week. You know how Aldi has this different things from every week in their Aldi Find section. And she found this iron, and it's a cordless iron. Now, I have a cordless iron by Panasonic in my sewing room, but it's kind of bulky. Big kind of, you know, the stand is like this big. But this one that from Aldi, right here, turn it around. You see the little stand? That's what I liked. And the steam that comes off this iron. Not only did I buy one of them, I bought two. One for, you know, my family to use, and one for my sewing room, and probably travel with to treats and things because it's just so convenient. And inside the box, it has this big cup, which half of them I don't never know where they at for all the other irons. And it has, this is the little stand. You know this ain't gonna take up much room. Look at this little stand. I love it. It come with the little stand. And this is the iron. Throw this to the side here. And it sits right on here like this. And it has a little lock button here so that when you lock it, you can't spin it around. Probably not all the way on there. All right, there we go. There we go. See, it won't move. And then when you unlock it, it'll spin around on the base. Pretty neat, isn't it? I thought so. There we go. Lock, lock, lock. So that was one of the finds I found or Debbie, no, Mary found. 20 bucks. You know you can't go wrong with 20 bucks. For an iron, and it got a lot of steam. I don't know if you use steam, but it has a lot of steam, and I like it because I use steam. Okay. We're going to go back to this. This here. Not having, because they didn't give you instructions on here if you don't have the 7.5-inch paper to put on there to make the half square triangle. But they asked, this here is cut at 8.5 by 16.5. And it took me a little minute. Probably wouldn't have took y'all that long, but it took me a little minute to figure out what I needed to do to make this into a 7.5-inch half square triangle. So I got me some scrap fabric, and I went on YouTube, said, well, what size is the square that I need to get this to a 7? They said 8.5 by 8.5. Well, I can't get 8.5 by 8.5 from 8.5 by 16.5. So I said, well, I'm going to have to cut it down 1/4 inch. So I folded it, or I took it and I folded it in half, which you'll see this little fold. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? It's a little fold line there, right there. So I took that fold line, which would be 8.25, and this is 8.5, so it's 8.25 by 8.5. And I took from this fold line to the corner of this and did it on both sides. Like that paper looks almost the same way. And then I just figured I would sew on both sides of the line, cut it on the line, open it up, press it, bam. It was bigger than the 7.5. Lined it up, cut it down to 7.5. So there's always other ways of doing things. That's the point I'm making. Sometimes we don't have what the pattern says we need. But if we just take some time and just think about it, we could probably figure it out. Or go to YouTube like I did. So I hope to come back soon with my sew sampler. I want to come back and do the sew sampler box, but it hasn't come yet. So I figured I could at least step back in and let you see what I've been doing. Where I went on a beautiful vacation. I just want y'all to know I had a ball. I don't know if you was interested, but I had a ball. And all this stuff was here. I said, well, I could show them all this stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing y'all all my stuff. I'll come back, and I'm gonna do like a video of me putting this pattern together. I'm gonna do little short clips of it or whatever. But you could go on the Fat Quarter shop, and look up the Fat Quarter flower quilt, and you can download it and print it. And it's a very simple pattern. This is for beginners. Definitely a beginner could do this. And if you don't have, you don't want to invest in getting that paper, this is just another way of doing it. This is just another way of doing it, and making sure that you keep your points. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to show you this. Make sure when you're cutting it, make sure you keep your points here and here. So maneuver it to the point where you still have these two like this, not like it's way over here, way over there, and you can do it. It takes a little thinking, before you cut. But this is my 7.5 inch, and I wanted to make sure that it was diagonal in the middle. And on your rulers, you'll see that diagonal line, and you can make sure that you get that like that. Maybe I'll do a little clip on how I cut this out so that you can have it half and it's even both sides. Alrighty, I just wanted to bring that point out as well. You ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. And see you.